Hey everyone, welcome to Consult the Blind Guy. In today's episode, we are doing an interview with my good friend Martin Hewlett, who is the course creator for Banishing Anxiety. Hi Martin, thanks for joining us today.
Total pleasure, Ant. Sorry, got a frog in my throat there. Hi, everyone.
And I'm so happy to have you here. I can't thank you enough for joining us today.
Mate, it's amazing, isn't it, how the internet now, and especially over COVID, everyone's on video and we can just connect like that from all around the world. It's, it's just brilliant.
hmm I love it. I've met so many people thanks to Pat Flynn
Yeah.
and being on the quarantine and in Slack. I'm just amazed at what this whole situation has brought out for all of us.
Yeah. It's changed everything I do. Um, and like you said, I mean, COVID changed a lot of things, but
Mhm.
for me, like me and you, finding like-minded people on Pat Flynn, wow. I just can't
Yeah,
thank him enough. I really can't.
yeah, he's been a great help. That is
Yeah.
for sure.
It's
Alright. Go ahead.
cool.
Questionnaires here. All right, Martin. Can you
Yeah.
start out by telling us a little bit about yourself, what your main career is, where you're from?
Yeah, well, hi, I'm Martin. I live in the UK, on the southwest coast, a place called Devon, where today we've had incredible flash floods. It's been biblical. I've never seen flooding like this around me. But my 20-year career, I've been a paramedic with the ambulance service over here. Um, and then about 4 years ago, I retrained. I still work as a paramedic, but I got into hypnotherapy.
Oh,
And so I set up a hypnotherapy practice, and that led to wanting to offer my clients something a little bit more. So I started a YouTube channel. And then after discovering Pat and seeing that, he was more keen in what he was saying, that someone like me should align myself with podcasting, I started a podcast 10 months ago, and that has changed my life completely and everyone else around me that knows me online and my brand. Um, and because of that podcast, I've written this course which you started called
mhm.
Banish Anxiety. And I always thought my niche was going to be doing hypnotherapy for sports people because my background is very sporty. I've been teaching martial arts all my life, and then I've succeeded in powerlifting as well. But my mental health background me sort of gave me more credence to helping people with anxiety because my youth was defined by anxiety. I was in psychiatric care when I was 14, uh, a fairly disturbed and vulnerable young man. And now I just want to spread that word and spread this technique that I've developed over the last 4 years and relying on hypnotherapy and mindfulness to help people overcome it, Andrew. And it's working wonders.
Yes, yes.
Um,
I can say as a student, I can tell you I know it works because I sat here this weekend and was going through
yeah.
the course and oh, I just love listening to your voice, man. I'm telling you. My mom said
Well,
the same thing. She's like that
yeah.
voice. It's like, yeah, he's from the UK. I think it's the accent.
Yeah, I mean, I live in an area where there is a real accent. It's the West Country Devon accent, but mine, it's just, it's neutral. It's just English because my upbringing was abroad. My father was with the services, so we lived all over the world. Um, and I schooled with many different cultures, so I didn't pick up a heavy English accent. Like I'm sure you've got so many different accents in the States. You know where someone's from, but
Yeah,
people can never place me. It's just soft. And then when I do my hypnotherapy, when I do the podcasts, I bring my tone right down, and it's just really relaxed and calm. Um, and it's doing so well. The ambulance trust I work for, which is the largest in the UK, they're now looking at the course to give it out to members of staff who've suffered badly from stress and anxiety because of the job. So yeah. But I'm really stoked. I am touched that you wanted to try it out and you're enjoying it. I really appreciate that.
yeah, I love it. This weekend, I had some actual anxiety issues myself with some personal family matters, and
Yeah.
that was the first place I went was to your course, and it's like, yep, if
Uh,
anything's going to calm me down, it's going to be Martin.
Man, I'm humbled by that. Um, I must say, when I first started, and I think like all of us who produce online content, we don't like to watch what we do or listen to it.
Mhm.
But I've now got so used to it. A few nights ago, I couldn't sleep, and I just put on one of mine because I know that's going to work,
Mhm.
and that's not a narcissistic sort of thing. It's just like I can detract myself, and it's soft, and the backing music really helps.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, no, I've been gifted something, and it's so nice that I can use the internet to really spread it, and it is spreading. You're aware of um, how quickly my podcast has grown. It's
Mhm.
insane. It really is. Um, I remember the first few milestones, like when I made 7 cents in my first week. I was like, "Yeah, I've made some money." And now I look at the revenue and I think, "Well, I can put that to good use." Um, and now I'm just looking in the next 2 months, I might hit that million download milestone, which would
Wow.
be, yeah, but it's not me. It's everyone. It's the Calm crew. Everyone I talk to who listens, we're all in it together. And I think most people know I come from a place of real empathy because I've been there. I've had my big mental breakdowns. I have my ups and downs. And it's only through calming and meditation that I think people like me and those that listen can have a really happier, more productive life.
Mhm.
I have so much more to write and record. There are more courses in the pipeline as well, Andrew. So,
Awesome.
if you have any ideas, or anyone says, "Oh, I wish someone to do a course like this," let me know, because as I say to the podcast listeners, if you've got a request, email me. And half the shows now are all request driven. Um,
Nice.
they're personal to whoever listens to them. Oops.
Awesome.
Yeah. So how's things over there? How are you?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Been keeping busy, getting everything improved on the different channels and
Yeah.
implementing things. I actually over this weekend, I was made partner to StreamYard, and that's one of the awesome things that I had happen this weekend is I took everybody's advice from the Slack team and from Pat Flynn, and I
Yeah.
worked up that courage to reach out to them, and they came back a couple hours later and they're like, "Yeah, we'll be more than happy to have you as a partner. Here you go." And it's like, wow, I never would have thought that that would have happened, especially with me being
Yeah.
such a small channel.
But that's it. Until we try, we just don't know, do we?
Yep.
Um, I still, you know, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, someone who is watching the income stream, this chap in India, he PM'd me and said, "Oh, could I come on a chat on Saturday morning?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, I'll drop in." And I didn't think anything of it. And then I ended up speaking to like 200 people and being introduced to some podcast expert. And I'm like, whoa,
Wow.
Yeah, and we are, you and I just think, okay, I'm doing this in my little office,
Hmm.
but our reach is huge. And as Pat says, you only have to touch one person's life to make a difference.
Hmm.
And that's all that matters, isn't it?
Yep, that
And
is for sure.
no one knows what your insecurities or mine are. They just see what we produce and think, oh, this guy knows their stuff.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
Unfortunately, my viewers found out this past couple of weeks about a lot of my insecurities because of doing the live everyday challenge for
yeah,
the live streaming coach. Because unfortunately, me and Karma kind of had this assumption when we first heard about it that we were supposed to go live on our channel. And we found
right.
out, no, you're not supposed to. It's in a private group. And it's like, well, I'm a man of my word. I'll be here every day. So
Uh,
everything that I've done for the live streaming challenge has been done here before I go there. So everybody's pretty much actually got to hear 99% of my life story in my own insecurities, and it's actually helped by sharing it here as well as in there to
absolutely.
not have that own perception of myself of how others are going to view me and things like that. And it's helped a great deal, and your course has helped me a great deal with that as well.
It's it is about. I think we all hold ourselves back too much by how
Hmm.
we think other people perceive us,
Hmm.
and I'm just as bad. Um, what Pat said today on the income stream was so powerful. Um, but I have to believe, I have created something that's popular and
Hmm.
is listened to, um, and I have got something to give. But even if only one person listened, I would still do it because you're still helping one other human being that ordinarily you would never have touched their life. And that for me is the sole reason to do it, because 5, 6 years ago, another human being was there when I needed help, and they were able, with their intuition and empathy, to reach inside, flip that switch, and change me into the person I always wanted to be. Um, and I just take that through life with everything I do now. There's no excuse not to believe in yourself because someone else already is. You
Hmm.
know, you have your audience. Um, there are people that believe in what you do. And I think by opening up, by you were saying, you've opened up, you've told them so much, that only builds that bond and that trust even deeper. As
Hmm.
Pat would say, it turns them into super fans, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Because practically 99.9% of us have deep felt insecurities.
Hmm.
Even those that I bet if we scratch the surface with people like Pat and Karma or Gary Vaynerchuk, they've got just as much in insecurity. The only difference between them and us is they started a long time ago and they're now there where we would like to be.
Hmm.
Um, and, and I don't look at the business side of it. I just look at the journey every day. I wake up and think, I'm enjoying this. I like recording the podcasts. I like working on the business to help more people. That's what defines me. Financial success has never really done it for me, and I'm hopeless with money. But if I can help more people, then that's what suits me.
Yeah.
Um, and you coming on board and doing the course and wanting to share it, if via that, by helping you and you help other people, then we've both helped more people around us that we'd never have helped without all of this internet. It's just, it blows my mind, Andrew. It really does, every day.
Yeah. Same here. I never would have thought this whole COVID situation would have actually created something so awesome out of something so bad.
Yeah, I think 3 or 4 months ago, one Sunday, I interviewed someone in Perth in Australia, then in Denmark, and then in Orlando, all in the same day. And I'm like, it took me a while to get my head around the time zones. But how insane is that? And it's like, I mean, whereabouts in the States are you?
I'm in Michigan.
Michigan, right? I mean, I now have to find that and put that on my map of places that I've spoken to. And I'm like, wow, it's just little old me in this very rural part of the UK. From my office window, I can see the sand dunes and then the coastline. And you're in the States and we're talking to each other with no time lapse video as well. And our common goal for both of us is to help other human beings. It's just brilliant. It's spreading kindness. That's my driver.
No.
Yeah.
Let's see who we have here with us today. I see a few people coming in. I know one of them, well, two of them are our quarantine fam. Thank you for joining us, Joe Sampson and Solar Gravity. Great to see you guys here with us, brothers. We also have the Blind Guy Show. Hey, Greg, thank you for joining us as well.
I've just seen the chat. So hello, people in the chat. I didn't realize there was chat there.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the one downfall to StreamYard is it doesn't allow you to see everything. So the only way you would see it is if you were to actually watch the show yourself in order to see it.
No, I brought it up. So hello to everyone and Solar Gravity and the Blind Guy Show. I'm going to have to check some of these out after the show. That's just awesome. It's not touch. Oh no, my screen's not touch sensitive. That would help. But anyway, hello, other people from the UK. A very wet UK today.
Yeah, that's just some crazy stuff with the flooding. That I'm glad everybody over there with you is safe, though. That's the most important thing.
I mean, earlier on, I had to take my 8-year-old to tennis, but we couldn't get there. The traffic was just like, well, this is odd. And then the photos started coming through on social media. Like I say, where my son works, the wall collapsed. He's got a school next to their business, and the pressure of the water was so much this 8-foot high walls just collapsed straight into their yard. Luckily, no one was there and no cars because they service cars there. And luckily, his mum was at home visiting from another part of the UK, and she managed to get all the towels down to stop the flooding in their house. But no one's ever known this ever in this town, and there were so many cars floating down streets. It was
wow.
I know, it's just it's sad. People are being flooded out and their cars are being slightly ruined. No one's been hurt, and that's all that matters. Property can be rebuilt.
Yep.
Doesn't sound like he's using his good one. Hey, the Blind Guy Show, are you talking about my mic?
Probably me.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, that's okay. I get worried when people do that. For the Blind Guy Show, my podcast is called Calming Anxiety. It's that simple. Just Sampson, thank you very much. But it is the mic. I try to calm down when I get interviewed and do the quiet, calming voice. Otherwise, I'm like, yeah, very hyper. I live on caffeine too much.
Same here. Coffee all day long.
Yeah. No, I can't. I love the smell of coffee, but I cannot stand the taste or coffee flavored anything. When I walk onto the ambulance station on Wednesday for the first time in 8 months, I know that they'll be brewing really good quality coffee, and I'll go, oh, that smells amazing. But I cannot stand the taste. I don't get it. I'm a hot chocolate person.
Oh, likewise. I can drink hot cocoa all year round. It freaks my family out.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm a bit of a hot chocolate connoisseur. But I got to be careful. Too much sugar. I got to diet, otherwise I'll get diabetes, and I don't want that.
Yeah, definitely don't want that.
Cool.
All right,
So,
next question I got for you is what made you decide to do your course?
um, actually, I think it was karma. Um, we did a video chat, so I could pick his brains and he could see where I was. And he put the idea into my head, and I was like, I'd not really well, I hadn't even thought about courses, but it made so much sense. And I just started one of Pat's courses, and from the very beginning of watching how Pat had structured his, I
Hmm.
realized how I could do mine. Um, so that was it. I think 4 weeks later, I did it, and then I paid no attention to Karma's advice, and I put my hand up. He's told me off. I've admitted fault. Um, I really didn't sell it, but that's because I'm not a business person. So I'm rewriting another course, which is for body image, self image, and a bit of diet, but it's more about understanding yourself and being happier with yourself. And that I will get advice on because I would like to go full time. Yes, hashtag chocolate, just Samson. I've gone cold turkey on the chocolate. I'll give it till Christmas. Um, so I've got another course. It'll be even bigger than the BANISH anxiety one, and I'll learn and I will take more professional advice to see if I can make a career out of helping. Um, as much as I love being a paramedic, it would be nice to stay at home, look after the children all the time, and not do nights.
Hmm.
But I've been a paramedic on the road for 20 years. And although I'm nervous about going back for the first time properly this year, I do love it. I love the excitement. I love not knowing what's happening around the corner. And I work well under pressure. Um,
Hmm.
and I can use the power of suggestion and hypnosis on patients who are in distress.
Hmm.
It's very subtle. Um, I was actually teaching my 8-year-old today how you can take someone's pain away with thought. You can infer that they may be getting morphine, but they're not getting it just yet. And you can see this change in people when you give them the suggestion they're getting better, and they do. That's incredible. Um, so one of the courses is going to be that. Yes, sorry, I just read just Samson's one on sugar for 30 days. Um, I
I
went,
don't know if I could do that.
anyone can, right? Have have you, right? One of my more amazing encounters and something that made me give up chocolate like that. Years ago, I had been part of a team that saved a girl's life on numerous occasions from a heroin overdose. And she was an alcoholic and she was at the bottom of society in the UK. She had nothing to live for. And then she dropped off our radar for years. And then a couple of years ago, I was doing a different job, elderly patient, and she was there. I kind of recognized her, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And she said, I used to be one of your regulars. And I said, wow, you've gone clean. How did you do that? And she just said, I woke up one morning and I said, enough. And that was it. My mind was blown, right? To get off alcohol, to get off heroin, and to not use your old social circle for support. And that's the hardest one.
Hmm.
Just by willpower alone, if she can do it, I can certainly give up sugar and chocolate. In fact, if she can do that, I can achieve everything,
Hmm.
as can anyone else. You just got to get to that point of your life of that day at that moment and say enough
Yeah. Yep.
and
Yep.
then move on.
Next month it'll be 7 years that I not drink alcohol.
Yeah. Um, I just, and I use that now when I'm reaching, well, we don't have chocolate in the house apart from the kids, but if I should want to sneak to their cookie jar, just go, no, no, no. Um, I just that because I'm competitive. That girl can't beat me. She can't beat me over heroin and alcohol, and then I give in to chocolate. That's not happening. Not on my watch. Um, and that's what I want to give to other people, which is the course. Really, set yourself free from negative thinking. Like when you're stuck in traffic or you're just having a bad day, and we all get them, no matter how much mindfulness and meditation and happiness I have. When you have a bad day, look for something positive out there. And it doesn't matter. It could be um, a, a spider crawling across the floor. Okay, if you don't like spiders, find something else. But just look for the miracles that surround us each and every day. And
Mhm.
that's what I try to impart on people. Um, and that's why I like the podcast, because it means I can do that to thousands more people than I could ever on the ambulance.
Right.
Um, yeah. So I just seen Just Samson's 17 days so far. Keep going. And
Yeah. Joe Sampson's been awesome. He's been such a great support for me. I can't thank him enough for coming and watching and supporting and encouraging me. In fact, Samson, I will be listening to the audio book after today's interview that you sent me as well. And thank you again for that, brother. I appreciate it.
that's
Hello, Dave. Thank you for joining us today.
down. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Dal. My name's Martin. Me and Andrew, we met on the income stream, and he's doing a course I've written to banish anxiety, which is why he's invited me on today. Um, cool.
Next question I got for you is, what does your course teach? Obviously, I know because I'm taking the course, but
Yeah.
for the audience that doesn't know,
It's, um, in essence, there are 8 structured and tailored guided meditations. But the first few are meditation based, and then is very much a hypnosis cross self hypnosis system. So if you were a client of mine in my practice, it's the same system I would use to put you in a hypnotic trance and then implant that need for calmness and to understand what anxiety is. You know, and I used this new technique with someone recently. They were having panic attacks, and I said, okay, what I'd like you to do is wait until Saturday evening at 7 o'clock and then give yourself a panic attack. Allow yourself to have a full on panic attack. And she was like, pardon? What do you mean? I said, no, just do this. Okay. This was a Thursday. I said, I'll speak to you again on Sunday morning. But remember, 7 o'clock, Saturday evening, I want you to have a full on panic attack. Really look forward to it. Okay. Spoke to her Sunday. She goes, I did. I said, now do you understand that you can control them? If you can make it happen, you can make it stop. Right. And so banish anxiety is showing you how to control negative thinking and anxious thoughts. And you can understand that when you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach, you can physically go, stop, enough. All right. We, I still get negative thoughts. I still get moments where I think, oh, but I stop them now. They don't rule me. I realize they're an emotion, they're a thought, and you can control your thoughts. And that's what the course does. It teaches you the importance of understanding your breathing and how your breathing can control your emotions and reactions. It's like if you're about to go in for an interview, or say you've just had a close call in the car, or you've just stepped out on the sidewalk and you've just missed being hit by a car because you weren't paying attention. If you were to go, you would calm that adrenaline response. And that's how I teach it. And it gives everyone back that ability to just be happier and not be governed by negative, anxious thinking.
We got a question from Samson here.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. Yeah, just Samson. I mean, no, people, I mean, everyone that knows me within the ambulance service and the martial art world and powerlifting, they all see me as supremely confident. And I give that air of confidence. And I'd say at my podcast, I am supremely confident. Business, I'm not. And so that comes across. But there's nothing wrong with being supremely confident. That's what makes leaders. As long as you're empathic and nice to your fellow humans, why not be absolutely overconfident? Unless you're persistently failing, and then you'd have to have a reflective moment and think, well, I keep failing, but I keep thinking I'm awesome. Then maybe look at it. But if you're succeeding at a level that makes you happy, I'd go with it. And as long as I say, those around you are happy with what you're doing. It's like 3 years ago at work, we had an area boss. He was very confident, but he wasn't a good leader of people. And now we have a true leader of people who doesn't even have to try. And his confidence is sublime, but he's so good with everyone. And if you fall into that category, then run with it. I think that's fantastic. Um, I, I I wish I had that confidence in all aspects of my life. But then I think for my personality, that would make me arrogant. And I'm not saying you are, because I don't know you. Um, but I must become more confident at financial and business, because I need to go out there and gain sponsors. So maybe we could get together at some point and have a chat. Um, yeah, no, I see. Failing is a path to learning, but I hate failing. I I don't fail. So, and I think that's what's stopping me succeeding with writing more courses and getting sponsorships. I think you've just hit the nail on the head. I'm holding myself back for fear of failing. So there, I've admitted it. I've got to go out and be more confident. So thank you for this three-way thing between Andrew and Samson. It's just fantastic. That's brilliant.
Uh, this this live stream every day has helped so much because I was one of those that it's like I'm gonna fail at doing this live stream every day. I'm gonna fail my community because I'm not opening up. I'm not sharing the things that I need to, because if I don't, it's not gonna help them to understand they're not alone, or be able to know that they have somebody to help support them and encourage them like everybody has been me.
Yeah, I mean, how much more confidence has doing this live given you?
Oh, a lot of huge amount, because
Yeah,
before doing the lives every day, I would literally sit here and beat myself up before I would do a video. Am I going to do it right? Am I going to say the right things?
yeah,
Am I going to look like an ass on my video or in the live stream? And that's what I was dealing with constantly. Is I would sit here and berate myself all the time, and then they're like, "Well, you've got to open up. You got to be your
mm,
authentic you. You got to share these things." And it's like, Okay, I started opening up a little bit, and then I started getting feedback from the community, and they're like, "Hey, that's just like me," or "I've been there," and it's like, really?
Yeah.
I ain't alone. Awesome. It's nice
Uh,
to know I'm not alone.
Well, I think as human beings, it's intrinsic. We all need to feel connected. Um, One thing that the internet's given us during this pandemic is connection. I know with my mental health background, I would not have done so well if I couldn't connect and chat to people on a daily basis. And I don't feel Pat Flynn will ever understand the enormity of what he's given with that income stream.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, I know for me, I got to chat to people, um, and it's helped my business. Um, but every day I would look forward to 4 o'clock. Even the kids, they would sit with me. I'm trying to teach Henry the art of online entrepreneurship.
Nice.
And now I'm thinking, oh, we could get him into drop shipping. I think that's the way forward for him. Kiddie toys. He would look at it from an 8-year old's perspective. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's one of my goals with him. So yeah,
Nice.
I mean, I've learnt so much. You've learnt loads, and I really cannot wait to hopefully, if business goes well and continues, to get out to FlynnCon next year. It would
Oh
be
yeah, I am so hoping to be able to go to Flint. I think it would be awesome to get all of us from the quarantine family show up, have a big old like family picture taken while we're all there.
it, well. I've told my other half it's the only place I'll get married. So, so I want to see if Pat can get ordained in some sort of ministry.
I am ordained.
There we go. I've sorted that out. Fantastic. I found
Yeah,
myself someone who'll marry me.
yep. We could definitely do that, brother. No problem.
Stella, we're getting married. Great. Now she knows. Fantastic. Cool. Go on then. Fire away. What's the next one, Andrew?
Let's see. Oh, hey, welcome to the show, Aaron. Greatly appreciate you showing up too, brother. It's always nice seeing you here.
Hello,
Right.
Aaron.
Um, Next one I have for you is what do you hope the students will gain from completing the course?
Oh, to set themselves free from the negative anchors of their past. I'd, I'd harbour a guess that about 90% of most mental health issues in adults is caused by trauma when they were kids. We carry it with us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if anyone wants to listen to something about childhood trauma, one of my podcasts is called Living with the Three of Me. And I lived with a condition called dissociative identity disorder. So there were three inside my head that when I got challenged or confronted, the 4-year old would just pop into my head and react. I would have tantrums, biblical tantrums, as a 40-year-old, and then not remember the next day. I'd have amnesia from it. With controlling anxiety and understanding your own self-worth and realizing you can't be happy in life until you love who you are. That's what the course will do. It will set you free from reacting with the old habits. So if you've been berated and abused and belittled when you were younger, that carries forward into adult life. There's no ifs or buts. The evidence is there, the research. Once you've learned to control anxiety and understand your own thoughts and understand how you can react calmly, you just set yourself free. People who meet me now, who used to know me prior to 5, 6 years ago, they would say, I've been reborn. I am a different human being. I am caring. reaction. No, empathic. I'm aware of my impact on others and always try to bring out the best in everyone else around me. Um, and that's what the course does. It just shows you how to love yourself. And once you're content with you and self, you can change everyone else around you. And it stops you being negatively affected by the words or actions of others. It, yeah, it's just, it works. I wrote it for people like me because I understand, because I've been there. Unlike other people who become psychiatrists or therapists, they do it because they think they know. But unless you've been a mental health patient and you've suffered from anxiety, depression, no one knows.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's my strength and my niche is I've been there and I still go there. Life's not perfect. I still have bad days. I'm lucky now. I have a partner who says, "You're being a bit of a dick now," and I go, "Okay." Um, but I'm open and honest about it. I take ownership of my own negative moments, and I just strive to be better. And that's what the next course will be about. It will go deeper, but the Banish Anxiety one will teach people how to let go of anxiety and negative thinking. That's it in an essence, really, Andrew.
All right, next one I have for you is how long do you think that the course should take to complete?
Um, I'd I'd say about 6 weeks. I mean, people could do it a lot quicker, and I could run through it quite quickly with people.
Mhm.
But the first one, although it's only like 7, 8 minutes long, the first audio session to listen to, I would recommend people do that at least 3 or 4 times, one night after another. You can do it quicker. I've had people sail through the course in 2 days and they loved it, and all credit to them. Um, and some people just want to jump to the end, but you need to understand how to relax first. So I think at a push, 10 days, but I would give it a few weeks, so that you really get into it, because your subconscious needs to trust my voice. And if you jump in straight onto the eighth session, it won't know. And when I'm seeing clients face to face, although I relax them and hypnotize them on the first session, the magic happens really on the second and third. But if someone's coming to me to quit smoking, I happily do that in one session. And if someone's got chronic pain, I will get rid of that pain in one session. But if we're talking about deep rooted fears, phobias, and emotions, 3 sessions is what I usually do. So yeah, that the course you're on, I would give it at least 10 days. But if you want, if someone's got time on their hands and they're at home, it's not going to hurt to do all of them. But I just think they'll get a deeper effect by listening to the first one a few times and then the second one a few times, and then go through it progressively. And hello, Kim.
Oh, hey, Kim, thank you for joining us today. It's nice to see you again.
These are shiny glasses. I could do that, but then I'd be like you, really. I can't. I can't see without my glasses.
It, Same here, I take mine off, and I wouldn't be able to see the big print on my computer, so I can
No.
actually touch on my bullet points.
Yeah.
Um, Now, I was curious because I'm sure this is going to be one of the questions from the audience.
Hmm.
Do you by chance happen to have payment plans for the course?
Yeah, I do. There's there's two options. There's one, people pay for it outright, which is $197, or they can spread it over 4 months, and that's through Swift. think it's Swift. It's an American thing. We don't really have it in the UK, but all my business is done in dollars because 70% of my audience are over in the States. Must be that English accent.
I'm telling you, man, it's got to be that accent because I could sit here and listen to you all day long.
Well, I nearly ended up in California on a radio station.
Really?
I used to work for BBC Radio Lincoln years ago in the early 80s, and then I helped set up a radio station in South London. And whilst we were there, I picked up the phone and randomly dialed some American telephone numbers, and we got through to this radio station in California. And I asked to speak to their director so that I could get a job. And he said, "Yeah, come over. You got the voice." But I thought he was joking, and I was living rough at the time, and I never took it up. My life could have been so much different. But then I'm happy with where I am anyway. So maybe I will end up on an American radio show. Depends if I get any sponsorship, if it goes large. But that's not the goal. The goal is just like you, I want to help. And if I have to say to you and everyone else, if I suddenly cut out, it is because my tablet is now warming up and we're at 50 degrees.
Oh, wow.
I need to blow on it. It starts to ghost, but I'll keep going as possible.
I've only got a couple more questions that I have for you, and then maybe if anybody has any in the chat for you.
Okie dokes.
Next question is, what other platforms are you on? We talked about the podcast, but
yeah, I have all the podcasts then go over to my YouTube channel, but that's small. I mean, everyone goes, "Oh, go on YouTube, make some money," but I have, I think, 260 odd subscribers on YouTube compared to 21,000 on Spotify. So I put them on YouTube because it's good for people like us for SEO. But then all my podcasts are on my website at CalmingAnxiety.net. And I did that because, again, going back to Pat Flynn, I use his Fusebox player, so it plays all of my podcasts. And that, again, drives more traffic, and that helps build the brand. Again, sometimes I try to learn and take advice, but I just feel uncomfortable about financial reward when we help other people. But yeah, apart from the podcasts are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, mainly people listen on Spotify. I think 80% of all my shows are listened to there, but I'd like to drive that to my website because then they'd be mine. Then I could chat to them.
More control.
Yeah. But my view is Spotify are hoping to position themselves to be the YouTube of audio. So I'm very happy. I take part in a lot of Spotify webinars and try to learn more about getting a bigger engagement so that more people can listen to what I do. You know, that my shows come out every day, Monday to Friday.
Greg, you smart ass.
What's that?
The Blind Guy show, my buddy Greg, he says he can't see either without his glasses. Oh wait, never mind. Greg is actually 100% blind, so you know, blind jokes.
Yeah, but that's it. You know, I would have no problem cracking jokes with a group of blind people and making a blind joke. One of the things I do when I work with end of life care is treat people as if they haven't got any disability. All right, and then we're all the same. It's the same if someone came out with some joke about mental health and identity disorders. I would find it funny. So I like it, you know, blind guy show, crack away, because humor. That's the one thing I'd like to do is stand up, but I think I'll go down this route of taking care of people's anxiety first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool down, computer. I might just wave something. Do apologise. One day I'll afford a new computer that doesn't overheat after an hour.
Yeah. Well, I've only got one more question for
Yeah,
you on here, and that is where can people be able to reach out to you if they have any more questions
yeah.
or would like
Oh,
to get a hold of you about the course or anything?
absolutely, Andrew. Um, is it? I think it's an easy email address. It's CalmingAnxiety at martinhewlett.co.uk. Um, Hewlett spelt as in Hewlett Packard, if anyone ever remembers those computers.
Mhm.
Um, but then they can always contact you if they
Yep.
can't remember it.
Yep. I'll
But
have
yeah,
it down in the description after the video as well.
yeah. Um, I answer all my emails personally because I'm not that big. But yeah, if anyone wants to have a chat about what I could do if they're suffering from a phobia, a fear, or extra anxiety at the moment, just get in touch. It's what we're all here for, is to help each other. And if I can help someone and set them free so they can be who they really have always wanted to be, then life's good.
Awesome. All right. If anybody in the chat has any questions, please feel free to drop them in.
I like that. Dal says he's always cracking blind jokes.
Yeah, yeah, we have some deep conversations and we can make each other roll on the floor laughing like there's no tomorrow with some of the jokes that we come up.
I'd like to. I'd like to be part of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it. We've been having such a great time the last few weeks. We're joking with each other on the different channels and getting
yeah.
to know each other. It's been awesome.
Uh-huh. What's Why are you sight deficient? What happened? What's your story?
I have a hereditary eye disease called X-linked retinitis pigmentosa.
Oh right, okay.
And unfortunately, ever since I was two, I've been in glasses. And when I was five, I was diagnosed with my eye disease. And by the time I was 10,
Mm,
it went into remission. And the other eye impairments have just continued to progress since.
right.
And I've always been classified as legally blind,
Okay.
but I do my best to not show it.
Yeah. And I what was I was 29 when I developed central serous retinopathy. So I had blisters on my retina. Um, and they're like, the doctors go, you shouldn't get this until you're in your 40s. I was like, yeah, great. I'll go blind at 29. Um, and they said, we will give it a year and then we could laser them, but then you'll have blind spots there. And then about a year and a half later, because it just warped. So everything I saw was, if I looked at a straight line, they would all be curving. And then one morning I woke up and they'd burst. So
Ooh,
all my everything in my left eye for a day was like looking through rose-colored glasses. It was all red because it's just blood. I was like, that looks funny. And then it faded, and then it went. And then 6 months later, it started in the right eye, and the same thing. About a year and a half, then they all burst, and yeah, I dodged a bullet there. I was very lucky. Um, So yeah, it was a weird moment thinking, oh dear, this is a bit crap, isn't it?
mhm.
So yeah, I've been
Well, it's
lucky.
nice to know somebody else that has retina issues. That
Uh,
I got another person I can talk to.
yeah, yeah. I thought it was because I used to fight a lot in martial arts, but it's just one of those hereditary things. I must tell my kids about it, but they're annoyed with my older boys. They're 26, 28. They're going bald, so they hate me enough as it is. So yeah.
Hey, losing your hair is better than losing your eyesight.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've never worried about my hair. I had an elder brother. He's 2.5 years older, and he had fantastic hair, really just thick, sticky up hair. And then he came down with a brain tumor a couple of years ago, and I was taking the mick out of him that saying he's going to lose it during chemo, and he didn't. And he'd send me photos after every round of chemo, a selfie of him with his fingers up at me, taking the mick out of my baldness. Then he had brain surgery, and I thought, are they going to shave his head? But they went through his neck to do it.
Oh,
And he had a photo of him the next day on the London Eye, right? No neurological deficit from the surgery with a full head of hair.
wow.
Yeah. But that, and then 2 days later, he just snuffed it. But he had a fantastic life, and it's not a sad moment. He had done everything. He had lived abroad. He was an incredible school teacher. I went to his funeral. I've never seen so many ex-students turn up at someone's funeral. He was so admired. Not by me. I couldn't stand him. But, by his pupils, they loved him. They really did. He was a big brother. I never liked him. He was
Well,
6.
naturally, when you're a younger one, you don't like the older one.
Well, he was 6'3". I'm 5'7". There you go.
Yeah.
Kim, I just read your comment. Absolutely. Yes. It does come from their mum's father. He went bald. I will tell them. I can't wait to tell my youngest one, Tom, who's the 26-year-old. He went bald way before his older brother, and he's always blaming me. But I'll have to tell him that it's Pops' fault. Thank you very much, Kim. I appreciate that. Cool. Right.
I don't have any more questions for you, and it's not looking like anybody else does that I can see in the chat.
Cool. Well, I think my computer's about to blow up. It's on 51 degrees, and I've tried to throttle it down.
Yeah, we're at the top of the hour anyway, so that works out. We're at our hour stream for the day. So thank you again, Martin, for joining us today. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for answering all these questions.
No, absolutely. Thanks, Andrew, for having me on, really, and thanks for everyone who's here. It's just been a pleasure, and it's so nice to connect with people that ordinarily I'd never known you or anyone else here that's on that stream, and like Pat Flynn and all those others. I've gained friends through this lockdown. It's been really positive.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I can't thank everybody enough because, chatting with you, Samson, and everybody in the quarantine, it's helped a lot these last few months.
Yeah, it has. Cool. Hey, thanks, Blind Guy Show. Cool. All right, buddy. I'm sorry it's got dark in here. I should have put a light on. I wonder if that's going to turn on. There we go. And there's light. I should have done that earlier, but it was light when we started, and now it's grey day.
That wonderful time difference.
Yeah, well, it's just gone 8 here, so we've still got about an hour daylight. But with the storm, it's very grey outside.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, and good luck with the rest of your lives, buddy.
Oh yeah, thank you, Martin. Greatly appreciated, bro.
And I really hope any feedback from the course, do let me know. Whatever, positive, negative. I like critique. I like feedback because I can't serve if I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much, and really good to meet up.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, everyone else.
Thank you again, Martin. Greatly appreciate you.
All right, buddy. Cool. I'll say goodbye.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, take care. Bye, guys.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining us today. I hope that helps a little bit so you can understand about the course that I am taking of Martin's, and it helps answer some of the questions you might have about what the course is and what it does. And I'd like to say thank you to all of you here in the live stream with us for chatting and chilling out with us for the last hour. I greatly appreciate everybody being here and chatting and commenting and joking around. Greg. Uh, but with that said, I am going to close out our stream for today. So thank you again for joining Consult a Blind Guy. Don't forget, if you're new here, to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos, live streams, and more. Thank you again, Martin Hewlett, for coming on the show today. I will have his information for the course and contact information in the description. And thank you all again, and I will see you tomorrow afternoon at the same time in the same place. I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you, Jeff Sampson, for that compliment. Greatly appreciated, bro. And I will be looking forward to chatting with you soon as well. And I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Thank you again, everybody. I hope you have a great evening